Could voice acting be part of your acting journey? Hello and welcome back to the Drama Coach podcast. I'm Lisa Southam, actor, drama coach, mum of young performers and host of this podcast, where we talk about acting, auditions, training, confidence and the industry in a way that hopefully feels helpful, honest and not completely overwhelming. This episode follows on beautifully from my conversation with the brilliant Kate Harbour, who has had such an amazing career in voice acting, animation, character work and performance. And after chatting to Kate, I really wanted to record a solo episode about voice acting, not in a here's how to become a professional voice actor by next Tuesday kind of way, because that would not be honest, but more as an invitation. Because voice acting can be such a brilliant part of a performer's training. It builds imagination, listening, clarity, character, timing, confidence and play. And for some young performers, especially those who feel a bit self-conscious physically, it can open up a whole new way into acting. So today I want to ask, could voice acting be part of your acting journey? Not necessarily your whole journey, not necessarily your career plan, just part of your creative toolkit. Point 1. Voice acting is still acting. And I think this is the first thing to say. Voice acting is not just doing funny voices. Of course, sometimes it can absolutely involve silly voices, accents, characters, cartoons, heightened characters and big energy. But underneath all of that, it is still acting. So you still need to know, who am I speaking to? What do I want? What has just happened? Why am I saying this line now? And what changes during the scene? The microphone doesn't remove the acting work. In many ways, it exposes it. Because if the thought is not there, if the intention's not there, if the listening is not there, then we hear it. A young performer might think voice acting is about sounding impressive, but actually it's often about being truthful, clear and alive. So if you're a parent listening and your child loves animation or gaming or audiobooks, that is lovely, but encourage them to think like an actor first, not just like a voice machine. And if you're a young performer listening, don't just ask, what voice can I do? Ask, who is this person? What do they need? What are they trying to make happen? Because that is where the acting lives. So my point 2 then, voice work can free you up. One of the things I love about voice work is that it can sometimes free performers from worrying about what they look like. In screen acting, young people can become very aware of their face, hair, body, expression, how they're sitting, what they're doing with their hands. In theatre, they may worry about being seen, being loud enough, taking up space. But with voice work, you can close your eyes if you want to, stand at a microphone and just imagine. That can be really freeing. You can be a dragon, you can be a nervous child, you can be a villain, you can be a tiny mouse, you can be a narrator, a robot, you can be someone older, younger, braver, stranger, funnier. But, and this is important, freedom doesn't mean chaos. The best voice actors are often incredibly specific. They know exactly what they are doing. The choices may sound playful and spontaneous, but there is a craft underneath. So voice work is this lovely mixture of discipline and play. And honestly, that is a brilliant thing for young actors to practice. Point 3. What voice acting helps you practice? Voice acting can help you develop so many useful acting skills. It helps with clarity, because the listener needs to understand you. It helps with pace, because too fast and we lose the story, too slow and the energy can drop. It helps with vocal variety, because you start to notice pitch, rhythm, pace, energy and tone. It helps with imagination, because you often have to create the world in your head. It helps with emotional truth, because the audience cannot rely on your facial expression or movement. They need to hear the thought. And it helps with confidence because you get used to hearing your own voice back. Now, I know lots of people hate hearing their own voice, and I've talked about this on the podcast before. Most of us do hate hearing our own voice at first. But actors do need to get over that a little bit. Not in a harsh way, but in a practical way. Your voice is part of your instrument. You need to know what it does. So recording yourself reading a poem, a short scene, a short book, an advert, a game-style character line, or a little monologue can be such good practice. Not to judge yourself, not to cringe, just to notice. Can I hear the story? Do I sound connected to the words? Is every line the same? Am I rushing? And do I believe myself? This is really useful actor training. Just cutting in quickly to say a big thank you to this season's sponsor, Scene Tribe. And actually, it feels like a lovely fit for this episode, because when we talk about voice acting, character work, animation, audiobooks, performance, and all the different ways a creative career can grow, we're really talking about a much wider industry than people sometimes imagine. Scene Tribe is a new platform for the creative industries, where actors, voice artists, performers, crew and creatives can build profiles around the work they've actually done, the credits that they've built, and the people they've collaborated with. It's about connection, collaboration, and being found through real creative work, which feels so aligned with the kind of industry we're talking about here. They now also have under 18 managed profiles, so it's available for everyone. You can find out more at scenetribe.com. Right, let's get back to the episode. Point 4. Easy ways to explore voice acting at home. You don't need a professional studio to begin exploring voice acting. Yes, professional work requires proper equipment, skill and experience, but the first step is simply practice. Here are a few simple ways to start. Choose a children's book and read one page aloud. Give each character a slightly different energy, but don't overdo it. Keep the story clear. Take a short advert and try it 3 different ways: friendly, urgent, excited. Choose a monologue and record it without using your face or body too much. Can we still hear what you want? Try a same line, different intention game. I actually love playing this game with students from young right through to my adult classes. So for example, take the line, "I didn't know you still had that," and say it as if you are delighted, annoyed, scared, embarrassed, relieved, or any other intention that you want to add. This one exercise alone, it teaches you so much. Don't forget to listen back to what you've created. You can also listen to audiobooks and animation differently. Don't just think that voice is funny. Think, what is the actor doing? Are they using pace, breath, pause, warmth, sharpness, stillness, energy? Listening is also training. And for parents, this is a lovely way to support a child without turning everything into pressure. You can simply say, "Shall we have a go at reading this in a few different ways?" And it can still be playful and fun. So my point 5 is a gentle reality check. I always think it's important to be encouraging and also honest. Voice acting is brilliant. It's creative, playful, and exciting. But professional voice acting is still a profession. It's not just, I can do accents, so I should get loads of work. There is a technique, there is microphone skill, there is direction, there's stamina, editing, there is business, there is rejection, there is competition. But please don't let any of that put you off from exploring it. We do not have to turn every interest into an instant career plan. Sometimes the question is not, can I make money from this immediately? Sometimes the question is, what can this teach me? And voice acting can teach performance so much. It can teach them to be braver with character. It can teach them to be more precise with language. It can teach them to listen. It can teach them to trust their imagination. And it can teach them that acting is not about looking perfect, it's about communicating something truthfully. And I think that's powerful. So, could voice acting be a part of your acting journey? Maybe. Maybe it becomes a career path. Maybe it becomes a useful skill. Maybe it simply becomes a lovely way to practice character, confidence, and storytelling. But either way, I absolutely think it's worth exploring. So this week, choose something short, a page from a book, a poem, a monologue, a little advert, anything really. Record it once, listen back kindly, then record it again with one clear change. Not perfect, just curious. That is where the growth starts. I hope you found this short solo episode useful. Thank you so much for spending this time with me on the Drama Coach podcast. And if you found this helpful, please do subscribe or share it with another performer or parent that you think it could help. And come and find me on social media at The Drama Coach. Thanks again for listening, and I'll see you next time.